Once upon a time in a faraway land lived a princess in a shiny castle. The king bought her everything her heart could desire, but for that he stole from his kingdom and cared little about the people. As they went hungry, the king started fearing a revolt and sent all his money to the neighboring kingdom of Europa, where he could store it and hide it. Heard that fairy tale before? It's the real story of many corrupt leaders, kleptocrats. Former Tunisian President Ben Ali and his family are believed to have hidden $17 billion. That's more than a third of Tunisia's GDP. A large part of that money is thought to be in the EU, in European bank accounts, real estate, and luxury goods. Gulnara Karimova, the daughter of the former president of Uzbekistan, was convicted of embezzlement and extortion. She is accused of concealing over €1 billion in bank accounts and expensive homes and buildings across Europe. Overall, an estimated €1 trillion from corruption, tax evasion and crime are believed to circulate the world each year, half of it from developing countries. In Europe, only 2% of it is frozen, and just over 1% is confiscated, and even less is returned to victim populations, leaving huge gaps in basic services such as health or education. Meanwhile, the stolen cash that floods into Europe undermines our housing markets, making it difficult for ordinary citizens to buy a home. Catching these villains is difficult. They are protected by broken justice systems at home and diplomatic passports abroad. So how can Europe strike back? 3 things the EU and its member states can do. 1. Freezing assets. We need common rules to make sure kleptocrats can't access their stolen funds by freezing their bank accounts and denying them visas to Europe. 2. Confiscating assets. Joint steps should be taken to find and confiscate stolen assets more easily, even when the perpetrators haven't yet been convicted in their home country. 3. Returning assets. EU law should include the principle that assets must be returned to the populations from which they were stolen, without returning into the pockets of corrupt leaders. Let's make sure kleptocrats don't live happily ever after.